This is Vancouver's sports station, the Team 1040. And this is the Rick Ball Show.
4 minutes after 2 on a Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining me. And it's usual time slot here on Fridays that we welcome Mr.ShoBiz to the show, Daryl Wener, who's in with his hat and his glasses and looking like $1 million. And your new action figures, Hulk Hogan.
No, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse. Oh, yes.
Former governor of Minnesota.
You're right.
I showed up here today, and I am now ready to be your punching bag.
Well, let me, before we get to the Super Dave interview, I have to point out, Mr.ShoBiz, that you have done a hell of a job getting guests for this segment, because it's been very strong. I mean, talk about A-listers. We've had Seth Rogen on twice. I've had Dennis Miller on my show twice over the last year and a half or so. Paul Rudd, Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live, Roseanne, McLovin, Christopher Mintz-Plasse was on. Brent Butt came in studio twice in a week.
Measured his head. We
had the head measuring contest. He was hysterical. Jessica Lucas, a local star of a smash hit Cloverfield. So I have to give you credit before we start making fun of you. I really appreciate the work you've done. You've done a great job.
I appreciate it, Rick. Now let's just get this over with, shall we?
Now, you can defend yourself after we play the clip, but I'll set this up by saying you had a chance earlier this week. I couldn't do it. You had a chance to come in and interview on the phone Super Dave Osborne.
Yep.
Fair enough to say?
That's exactly what happened.
Without further ado, here's how it went.
Okay, here I am with Super Dave Osborne. And Dave, can I get this right? Your real first name or your real name from back in the day, David Einstein, that's true?
No, it's Bob Einstein.
Bob Einstein, I'm sorry. Okay. When did you change your name?
You did a lot of good research, didn't you?
Off to a great...
This show is filled with research, isn't it? All you had to do is get my real name, and you came up with the wrong name.
Awesome.
No problem. I can't wait for the next question.
Okay. When I was a young child, I remember watching this show. My father had me watch it, Bizarre Bazaar. Let's go back and talk about Bizarre Bazaar.
Okay.
What was it like shooting Bizarre Bazaar?
Well, it was called Bizarre.
Okay.
It wasn't Bizarre.
I'm doing poor at best.
What is the name of this show? Facts or Us?
Okay, tell us about the show Bizarre. I apologize.
Yeah, no one ever said Bizarre. I thought you were having a little emotional problem where everything you were going to say is twice. So that I was going to have to say everything twice.
Were you doing your own stunts in this show?
Up to a point.
Up to a point.
Yes, when I'm on top of a bus and I go under a tunnel and I get hit under a tunnel going 50 miles an hour, that's not actually happening to me because I would have died many times.
Is Super Dave coming back anytime soon?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I don't know why, but no, I'm currently in talks with a network, an American network, to do 6 half-hour specials. If everything comes to fruition and if they agree to do it exactly as I want to do it, then yes.
Terrific. And obviously, recent people and TV in recent years, Maury Funkhauser on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's Marty Funkhauser.
I'm missing everything.
How long have you been doing this show? I kind of like it because nothing is ever really right. But you say it with a lot of confidence. Of course, everyone loves Maury Funkhauser.
Marty Funkhauser.
I used to have an agent who got names wrong like that all the time, important names. And we'd ask him to book someone, and he'd book someone that was close to who we wanted, but never the right person.
And the episode
you want to mess up my name in Ocean's 13, too, as long as we're doing it?
I haven't seen Ocean's 13, actually.
Well, why would you do research? Why waste your time in doing research when you're talking to a guest?
Exactly. Super Dave Osborne with us right now. Super Dave, thanks so much for doing it. And you're also...
Well, thank you for getting everything wrong. I've never had an interview where every single thing was not right, and it makes me feel kind of neat.
Well, keep in mind, we are up here in Canada, and, you're from Winnipeg. I got that right, didn't I?
I'm not from Winnipeg.
Where are you from?
My partner's from Winnipeg.
Where are you from?
I'm from California.
Oh, we're really blowing this, eh?
But you know what? It doesn't matter because everyone thought I was Canadian because I was on for 12 straight years, and I love the Canadian people. They're just nice Americans.
Awesome. Super Dave Osborne. Super Dave.
Well, this has been, look, I've done 40 Carson shows, 50 Letterman, and Larry, everything. This has been the most unusual interview, I have to be honest with you.
Perfect. I love you for doing this, Super Dave. Thanks for staying with me. And
You're very welcome, and keep going, and just don't do any research. It's crazy. It's a waste of time.
Oh, I need oxygen. Oh.
You okay there?
Seriously.
You okay there?
Is Dr. Heimlich on standby? Oh, my God. Well, now let's, first of all, a couple things here. You didn't do that on purpose.
No, that was not an act. That was not an act. That was pure legit.
Now, there were mitigating circumstances, Daryl.
Yeah. What happened?
And let's get to them. How did it all shake down?
Okay.
And why did this happen?
It's Monday morning. It's about 11:40, 11:50 on Monday, and I get a call from my cousin Eli, and he says he's going to help us set up some interviews, and he goes, Super Dave Osborne can do an interview in 10 minutes. Now, I'm at home, and, Super Dave calls, you got to do the interview. So I get into my car, I call the studio, I book it with John DeVries, I'm literally on my cell phone. I don't even know if I can get here in time, and then I now get off. I've got the studio booked. I've got about 5 minutes. I'm on my way to the studio. I'm in my car, and I call my father, my idiot father.
Are you going to blame Dad now?
Well, Dad gave me 5 things. Dad gave me his real first name, which you heard wasn't right.
Yeah.
He gave me Bizarre, which you heard wasn't right. I came up with Maury Funkhauser on my own. That was all me. My dad told me. Thank you. My dad told me he's from Winnipeg. And I actually had right. It wasn't in the interview. That's a chopped up version. Golf. We talked golf. I was right on that one. And my dad's secretary went online and found the website, and he then realized immediately
he made mistakes.
Tried to call me,
but you were already doing the interview.
Already in there.
So you rushed in here on short notice with some bad reconnaissance, courtesy of your dad, and comedy gold.
And that's what we have. Now, where I give myself credit and my stupidity.
You're going to work credit into this.
Well, I kept going, didn't I?
Your unbridled confidence. That was my favorite thing of the whole interview. With each screwed up question, it did not in any way slow you down to ask the next idiot question. That's what was great about it. You was right. You say it with such a confidence. You're from Winnipeg. No, I'm not. Your name is Dave. No, it's Bob. I mean, it was perfect.
Well, the other one that I did.
I love it.
And as a veteran broadcaster, I'm sure you don't do this, is I kept going back to my notes.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they were all wrong.
That's right. Why do preparation? Right?
I didn't give up on them.
Oh, Daryl, I got to tell you, that's gold, buddy. That is gold.
Could it have gone better if I did the research? That's my question.
Yeah, it would have sucked if you would have had all the questions right. Now we're off for a few weeks, so we'll be back with some other A-listers.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we'll see. We'll try and maybe we can turn this into a Daryl screws up another interview segment.
That won't be hard.
You're a good sport, my friend.
Thank you,
Very
Rick.
good. Daryl Wener, MrShoBiz on the Team 1040. I want to tell you that if you missed any of the interviews today, including Super Dave, you can catch it on the podcast. It's super easy to do. Just get hooked up to the free Rick Ball podcast, and then you can listen on demand wherever, whenever. It's the free Rick Ball podcast, and it's available now at team1040.ca. We will open the phone boards next. 280-TEAM or star team on the cell phone, 280-8326-star-8326. You can email live at team1040.ca. 13 and a half minutes after 2 o'clock. You've got it on the team, and it's time for the best of SNL.